Action.
Well, let's hear it from the driver's perspective. From my end of this, yesterday was, I went up to Camden Town where the boys were staying because I was down in my Travelodge down on City Road. From New York, I booked a hotel near the club. I didn't know these guys would be staying a few miles away. So we went and got me added as a driver on the papers, so it's all legal. And the guys had taken the seat out, and they were going to leave it at the rental place, so there's room for equipment, but the rental place said, "Oh no, we keep our cars in a public garage, you can't leave a seat." What? I tried to talk to them, wouldn't it look nice in your office? No. So they dropped me off in Hammersmith. I saw a tube stop. I said, "Hey, you don't need me all day," because Del was still driving. Once Del gets behind the wheel, Del likes to be behind the wheel, and he grooves on it. So I went back to my hotel, and they went off and dropped the seat at the rental with the equipment place. And I had a day, took a little walk to the London Bridge, thinking of what was going on across town, but not really involved in it, being only the driver. And the gig was great. We got to Hope and Anchor, hung out, saw Belter, the band made up of the people that the slaves were staying with up in Camden. And afterwards, now first came my first shift of driving, because I found, besides just transporting the band, I'm responsible for watching the band while they load in and load out. So I went out after they loaded in and got behind the wheel for the first time to go park. Drove down the block on the wrong side of the street, turned the corner, there's a parking spot. I pull in, I can parallel park, there's nothing after the caddy. Someone at the club suggested I go back and check, and sure enough, there was a ticket after 10 minutes. So 45 seconds behind the wheel, and I got a 120-pound penalty. And then I was called into duty again after the gig. Del was too drunk to drive back to Camden. My hotel was close by. But I answered the call, and I drove them back to Camden. Eric gave me cab fare to go back to my hotel. This was like 2 a.m., and we really had to leave by 7:30 to be there at 10:15 for the Dover ferry. I I got up at 7, had breakfast, but I went back and went to sleep, but they were in Camden partying, drinking wine, who knows, what went on. So I don't think they got any sleep. So we got started a little late, and we missed 10:15, but there was another boat at 12:15, so it was cool. And we managed to get here, and Del never did relinquish the wheel. I mean, he probably slept less than anybody, but, he drove down from Camden, so he stayed in the groove all the way to Eindhoven. And I got to just be transported around Europe by the sex slaves. Sounds good to me. I'll probably get behind the wheel at some point. And I'm looking forward to tonight's show, because the club does feel, it's such a bloody cute little European town. We're right across from this big railroad station with a sea of bicycles and all these little shops like a pedestrian mall. In the middle of it is the Rambler. And there's all this good solid rock and roll going on, and the vibe, you step in and suddenly you're in a rock club, and all this lovely European, I've picked up the British thing, but it's really lovely. What else can you call it? And the women, the faces, the bodies, they're all off magazine covers. It's eye candy. So we'll see how the show goes tonight. I'm sure it's going to be great, because it's a great place, great vibe. We'll figure out where we're staying at some point. It's one of those fly by the seat of anyone else's pants you can find kind of nights. So next time, more to come.